All right, my friends and gems, and we are live again. Another day that ends in Y here on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, whatever platform it is that you might be watching this. Right now, we are doing this live. And I want to start off with two testimonials. Two more people are reporting results after using this Navy Seal technology that Carol has been using since last year in August. I've been using this for about a year and a half. It'll be 2 years on the 22nd of this month. So I'm coming up on my 1 year anniversary. So here's someone who says, ophthalmologist appointment. He says that my detached retina in the left eye has fully reattached and is giving me double vision as it tries to track with my right eye. All of this is treatable with new lenses. Thank you again, my dear cousin, for those amazing patches. It all began with your investment in my health. May God richly bless you as much as you've blessed me. You two remain in my thoughts and prayers. And this was on Facebook. Let's see, you can see here.
Beautiful.
And so let me show the other one was Barry. And so this is his, I'll show you. This is a Facebook group that I have in Messenger where
Oh,
I've started on the patches. I have people either on Messenger or on Telegram. And so this is the Messenger group. And he posted,
oh, nice.
my personal short testimonial is about kidney function. January 6th of 2023, a nasty bladder infection sent me to a hospital in full-blown renal failure.
Oh my goodness.
So he
Oh,
just didn't have
oh,
a bladder infection. He actually had renal failure. That was, God, must have been so painful.
oh
Renal
gosh.
failure. Kidney failure. In the first week, I did improve function, but then all last year, my function averaged about 9%, 450 average creatinine. And in January this year, after only 1 week on the patches, I had my best blood test since kidney failure.
Wow.
In past months, blood test every 2 weeks showed slight improvement each time, to where now today I am at 13% function, which is still low, but I feel great. And when you do the math of going from 9% to 13%, it's almost a 50% increase in my function. It is very obvious these patches work. So that is
Oh,
Barry. And so I'm going to see if I can get Barry to come on and share, because he's had some other results too, but his biggest pain point was the renal failure that he was in, and he had stents put in his kidneys, and he's
my goodness.
he's had a massive turnaround. So that was pretty exciting. I have one more person. Let me see, because she just, let me see if I can find it. I got to get better about saving like the testimonials as they come in, saving the screenshots all in one spot so I can find it easier, because this can be challenging to pull them up. And let me see if I can find. Oh, and for those of you who've been kind of tracking about this mystery, mystery is solved. So I've been posting since December. Somebody sent me this, which I have right here. Somebody
Oh,
sent me this
oh,
for Christmas.
how sweet.
And I was just like, oh my gosh. They sent me this four-leaf clover. And as you guys have known, I oftentimes will wear my four-leaf clover. In 2022, the entire year, I wore that four-leaf gold clover with a ruby in the middle and little pearls around it on a
Nice.
silver chain. And I wore it until earlier this year. And then, long story short, this person, unbeknownst to me, sent me this, but it didn't have a card, or it was ordered through Amazon and it was delivered to me, but it didn't have a note. So I couldn't tell like who sent this. I'm like, oh my gosh, I was like so excited. I'm like, it's a four-leaf clover. And I'm 21% Irish Scottish. So four-leaf clovers I think four-leaf clovers mean something to everybody. So
Yes.
it was just very endearing because it matched with my pendant. And here you go. And it's like, oh my gosh, it's like unmerited favor. I have this grace where someone sent me this gift and I'm like, just like, oh, I just want to say thank you. But I had no idea who it was. So as soon as I got it in December, I did a video on, I didn't do it on YouTube. I just did it on Facebook. And so I put out the message there thinking, oh, somebody's going to see this on Facebook. I did a live and nobody really said, oh, I'm the one who sent it. So then I did a Facebook story, a Facebook reel. I'm like, okay, it's been a month now. Still don't know who this mystery person is. I don't know if it's male or a female, but whoever you are, you know, if you sent me this. So please do let me know. I just want to give you a proper thanks and I say thank you very much. And I've been using it. And in fact, I use it every week. I use it. So last night I had put another post, which you can see here on Facebook. I put this up 22 hours ago. So it says, guess what?
Oh, beautiful.
The mystery. It's like, it's 6-month mystery. Now I'm showing, because I was saying here that it was still unraveling. Don't know who. I'm hoping maybe now, 6 months later, that you'll see this. And sure enough, the mystery was unraveled. And I put here, so I posted last night after the person, and it was Terry Huber. So I put surprise. Surprising opportunity, luckily, victoriously experienced delight because I had so much delight when I got this. And when she told me it was me, Terry, it has been on the patches since December and she's in Hawaii. And I thought, oh my God, you're the one who sent it to me. So she goes, yes, I'm the one. So I was like, oh my gosh, that's so awesome. So I'm going to have to put a post here. So for those of you who may have seen that, because some of you do go from YouTube to Facebook and vice versa, I want to let you know the mystery is solved. I now know who gave me the four-leaf clover. It was Terry Huber from Hawaii.
Beautiful.
She's someone on the patches, and she's a Tantra master there and a neat healer, and she does Reiki, and she's a Dr. Joe advanced student too. So some of you may know her. She's phenomenal. And so mystery is solved. So let me see if, as I'm looking forward to sharing with you guys one more, I want to share with you that one other testimonial because she posted it on my Facebook page. And that's the ophthalmologist. No, I'm not finding it. Here's someone else that actually, she's from our group. It's not my personal. I didn't start them on the patches, but this is someone, and I thought this is kind of, I think it's cool to share with you guys because this person's husband, his name is Donald, kept on saying, oh, he's been wearing the patches for a while, like a year or 2 years. And he's like, I don't think it's doing anything for me. She's like, oh, yeah. Well, so this is what she posted. My husband, Donald, wore X39 and Alavita for about 2 years intermittently because he said he didn't notice any changes. So then she showed him the pictures of his profile before and now after, 2 years of patching. And after seeing the very clear results that he hadn't noticed before, he said, okay, I'm on board. And so now let me show you the pictures. And he has a lot less age spots. You can see how
my goodness,
he's so much younger looking.
Definitely.
He doesn't have the liver spots and the oxidative stress. And you could tell that like the wrinkles above his brow, he doesn't have that anymore. His skin is just more youthful. And he's
Absolutely.
like, but it was such a slow, gradual change that he didn't think it was doing anything until he saw this. And he's like, oh, wait a minute. I actually do look a lot better. Okay, I'm on board.
That's a good one. That's very good.
Yeah, so I thought that was good. I will have to find that other one that Lisa sent. It was just earlier today, and I should have taken a picture. I was like too busy at the time to to take that picture. Maybe she put it in the group, but maybe that's why I'm not seeing it. Let me see if I can find it. No, it was, yeah, it's not there. So, okay, my friends and gems. Well, I will, we're getting so many testimonials. I have to figure out a better system for collecting them all and just putting them all in one place between my cell phone and my desktop. So all good. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to dive in deep. We're going to check out these patches. We're going to talk about some of the aspects of this. We're going to talk about the mother cell activation patch, which, as you guys know, is the X39. And before we do that, of course, we do always have to cross our T's, dot our I's, and make sure everybody is aware. This Navy SEAL technology was originally created for the Navy SEALs, and it is now available to you. And our disclaimer is that these patches are not intended to treat, prevent, or cure any disease. As you may or may not be aware, I've said this before, only pharmaceuticals can treat, prevent, cure any disease. Only those pharmaceuticals, prescription or over-the-counter, can heal, cure, treat, or diagnose, and only can those things have protocols attached to them. So we don't use that terminology. Our patches do repair, restore, regenerate your body to a younger, healthier state. And we'll get into that in just a minute. But the suggestions here do not replace the diagnosis and treatment by a qualified licensed healthcare professional. That would be your doctor. We strongly recommend you consult with your doctor concerning your specific health challenge and treatment needed. So we make no medical claims, and these are no medical claims are being made with the suggestions and the recommendations here. Okay. Yes, our patches are made in FDA registered facilities, and I'll talk about that in just a minute. Speaking of the FDA, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration has taken the position that all the claims surrounding stem cells, which every human being, every mammal has stem cells, and healing, even those from natural products like these, will be regarded as a drug claim. So that's a new stance that they took last fall of 2023. They also assert that claiming that the use of light to elevate peptides, such as GHKCU, copper peptide, isn't appropriate for a general wellness product, even though with our patches, the light that we're using to elevate the peptides is the light that's already in your body. So it's not coming from outside. This is just a little mechanical device to redirect your own light to activate your own GHKCU, your own master smart cells to turn on, right? So we used to be able to say that, but now we can't say that these activate your stem cells anymore. So we don't say that these activate your stem cells. We now say that this photobiomodulation patch or phototherapy patch is a mechanical device that can activate your original master smart cells. Okay. So I will tell you what we can and what we cannot say, just so that we're crystal clear. As a result, we can't say that any longer, even though we do have not 10, not 20, not 30. We actually have 90 independent clinical studies that show that. They were done in the United States, Europe, as well as Asia. So moving on. How is this all possible? Well, I'm sure many of you have watched Captain Picard on Star Trek in the 70s, the 80s, the 90s. However, there's a different guy by the name of Lauren Picard, Dr. Lauren Picard. This is the guy who in 1973, a lifetime ago, he discovered that GHKCU copper peptide activates. That's right, it turns on 1/3. That's 33% of your original master smart cells. It actually turns those dormant smart cells that are known as stem cells, it turned them back on. And that's what his research in 1973 showed. And it showed that by activating 33% of those, that it turned your genes to a younger, healthier state. Makes you ask, well, what are stem cells? Well, that's a great question. So stem cells are pluripotent cells, and these are the master smart cells of the body. So I will refer to your stem cells as master smart cells moving forward, because that's how we keep compliance with the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA. And those master smart cells are pluripotent cells. And pluripotent means pluri comes from the word plural, plural. So you don't have to be perfect to do this. You can mispronounce something and nothing bad will happen. So pluripotent, plural, and potential, which means many potentials. So each and every one of your master smart cells that were there from conception until the time you take your last breath, they have the potential to turn in any kind of cell that your body needs in any way, shape, or form. And when you are at conception, when your mother's ovum has 16 million sperm that are competing to make it to this one ovum, and only the best of all 16 million, one elite sperm makes contact with that ovum, and boom, at conception, you now have complete information to the tune of 23,688 genes and stem cells that immediately begin to form you into an embryo in your mother's womb, and then later grow you into a fetus 36 to 40 weeks later, and then boom, you pop out. You're a newborn, and now we take a few trips around the sun, right? And boom, we're here on YouTube watching this broadcast. And oh, by the way, did you know, are you aware, when you're just barely 25 years of age, that already you have these little organelles inside of you called fibroblasts? I encourage you to Google it and see what is a fibroblast. It's a tiny little organelle in your body. Those begin to decline in their production of collagen when you're just barely 25 years old, so that by the time you reach 30 years of age, 50% of your original master smart cells, your stem cells, actually turn off. They go dormant. They haven't disappeared. They're not destroyed. They're not damaged. They simply go dormant. 50% of them when you're just barely the tender age of 30, 35 years of age. And for every decade of life that you remain alive, more and more, from 50, it goes to 60 to 70 to 80. By the time you're 60, 90% of them go dormant until you apply a cell activation patch like this, and you apply this Navy Seal technology. And like I said, 50% turn off by the age of 30, and 90% turn off by the age of 60. That's why we age so much faster once we're 60 and up. However, it doesn't have to be that way. As soon as we apply this cell activation patch, you automatically have 33% more of your original smart cells that now begin this rapid reparation and restoration inside the body. Restoration, just like a home remodel. Anybody who's ever owned a home, anybody who's ever rented or leased a home, you know that whatever you use, you need to maintain. There's certain maintenance that's required to a home, and your body is the same. Your body is like a temporary housing unit that houses the energy, the personality that is you. And if you look at the inside of your body, your master smart cells are like printer ink cartridges. And when you have 100% of the ink cartridges, then you have a perfect copy of the original. It's indistinguishable. But when you've used up 50, 60, 70, when you've used up 80, 90% of those original smart cells, now the copy is a very faded version of that original. It's not nice, bright, and crisp like it once was when you had 50, 60, 70, 80% of your stem cells, right? And the thing to know is, I'm sure you're wondering, well, how does this little solar panel, because this is just like a solar panel that you put on the roof of the home that receives light from the sun to bring energy inside the house. This is like a little solar panel that you put on your body. And the moment you put this on your body, those little crystals activate GHKCU copper peptide by redirecting the infrared light that's already inside your body. Because of the 56 trillion cells that you have in your body, every single one of them has electrons. And in the fluids in your body, like your blood, like your cerebral spinal fluid, because your brain is swimming in a little bit of cerebral spinal fluid in your cranium, right? And that cerebral spinal fluid goes down your spinal column and back up again, right? those liquids have electrolytes, which are just electrons, and electrolytes are just packets of electricity. That's light, the infrared light spectrum of light. So those packets of electricity, all the infrared light in your body, which here you can see in this picture, because we're light beings, literally light beings, that bounces off of this patch, this crystal lattice, because these crystals, they're organic crystals that are arranged here, and they're set to a specific frequency, and these are behaving just like diamond crystals. You're going to shine like a diamond, and if I were to take a diamond and I were to turn on a flashlight and I were to shine it on the diamond, the flashlight's light bounces off the diamond and it reflects back all the different colors of the rainbow to my eyes, right? And now, as it reflects back to my eyes, I see all the evidence of all the different colors. Same thing happens here. Your infrared light bounces off of this crystal lattice and it goes back reflecting like a mirror up to 4 inches deep through the bones, through the muscle, through the tendons, the ligaments, all the way down to the bone marrow, into the cells, to 4 inches deep. And immediately it starts this rapid cellular repair, top to bottom, front to back, left to right, forwards, backwards. Nothing is left out because it's your original blueprint that's repairing and restoring everything. It's really quite exciting if you think about it. Okay. And so this process of the light that's inside your body bouncing off of the crystal lattice and reflecting back is called photobiomodulation. It's a type of phototherapy, and it has been defined as the use of ultraviolet light for its healing effects. And these life wave patches have been specifically developed to reflect light in the infrared and visible light bands back onto the skin wherever you place the patch. And it's supported by normal electrodermal skin conductance. So some people might go, wow, what is that? Normal electrodermal skin conductance. I don't really know what that means. That means that your body, you don't have to think about it. And whether you know it, whether you believe it or not, doesn't matter. Your skin, outside your body and inside your body and through every organ, there's electrical waves of energy, of light energy that is going through the dermis, which is your skin, and it's conducting electricity, which is why your body even works. The human body gives off a number of materials biochemically as a direct result of this electrical conductivity that's going throughout your body. That's how your body operates, including the biochemical activity creates little particulate releases, so tiny particles, right? Some can be seen, others can't be seen with the naked eye. It also produces gases, ultraviolet, infrared, near-infrared, and visible spectrum light. This then stimulates that particular area of the skin, producing improved physiological effects, like the people that we showed at the beginning of this broadcast, like the gentleman that came and shared his story, his wife's and his father's incredible story of Parkinson's, who could barely talk, couldn't even get out of his chair. And now he is traveling all over the world. He's in the Philippines on the beaches, picking up a weight, found his soulmate, and is getting married. We're talking a radically different life from being confined to a chair, unable to speak, to he's totally fine now. Incredible, in less than a year. So in that time, there's been little evidence of any negative side effects. So what are in the patches? Well, these little patches, they look like stickers. And they kind of are stickers. They kind of look like Band-Aids, right? They're patches, right? They're made of organic sugar crystals, organic salt crystals, organic hydrogen, oxygen, and water crystals, and an organic proprietary blend of organic amino acids. So just as you have crystals, like this is an aurora light crystal, rose crystal, these are crystals made up of these ingredients that I just shared with you. And then they're arranged in a very specific geometrical pattern, and each one of those crystals are programmed with a very specific frequency. The very first documented use of photobiomodulation, which is the use of light for reparation of a body, was back in 1895. So if you guys are wondering, is this Neil Reisberg-Finson? No, this is not Niels Reiberg-Finson on the left. This is actually Dr. Daniel Amen, and this is Alan Scherer, actually Alan Kaplan. And this is from the movie, the film documentary that I was a part of. I was an associate producer, called Quiet Explosions Healing the Brain, that we did on traumatic brain injuries. And here we have Dr. Amen is actually scanning Alan's brain. And if you're interested in watching that whole documentary, we just won our 17th. That's 10 plus 7. Our 17th film award. We're still winning film awards with this. It's really incredible. You can check my Facebook page for that. You can Google it, I'm sure. I just shared that yesterday when Jerry Scher, the executive producer of the film, and the Emmy award-winning director shared that with me yesterday. Anyhow, in 1903, Niels Reiberg-Finson, he actually won the turn of the century, the 19th, not the 20th century. In 1903, he won the Nobel Prize for his research on using red light to treat tuberculosis of the skin. The bottom line is that he found that exposing mice to red light reduced their symptoms and their mortality rate from lupus vulgaris. So photobiomodulation is not brand new. Using it in patches is relatively new, and new, I mean 20 years, because this is our 20th year. We're celebrating our 20th anniversary. And the mother cell activation patch, which we call the X39, just came out 4 years ago, and the daughter came out 2 years ago. Okay. Now, I want you to notice that these are non-transdermal. That means nothing transfers into the skin, as opposed to if you use a testosterone patch or an estrogen patch or a nicotine patch. Those type of patches are transdermal. They do have something in them, like testosterone, that is being absorbed through the skin. These patches are non-transdermal. Nothing transfers into the dermis. They're non-invasive by definition, because nothing invades the skin. Nothing is being absorbed. Those crystals are still there when you're done wearing the patches. When you remove them after 12 hours, the crystals are still there, okay? They're organic. It's holistic, FDA compliant, class 1 medical device under the general wellness category. So make no mistakes, these are a mechanical structure enabling your body to do what it does best. And literally, we are turning you on, more of you on, so that your body can work more efficiently, as if it were a much younger version of you, because you have 33% more cellular activation. So your body is able to respond better, detoxify, repair, regenerate, and restore. Our products, we manufacture them in FDA-registered facilities, as I mentioned before, here in the US, and our facility in Ireland is registered with the Irish Medicine Board. Our products are manufactured to the same standards as a medical device in Europe, as well as the States, and our facility in Ireland is ISO 9001 and ISO 13485 compliant. So it's super, super, super important that you drink 50% your weight in fluid ounces of water. If you're not sure if this is a big deal, I got to tell you guys, I won't go into the nitty-gritty details today, but you got to be aware of the fact that your DNA is 92% water, only 8% is other. So DNA is a phenomenal energy amplifier because it's mostly water. Most humans are about 70% water. Babies run at about 82, 60-plus-year-olds run about 55% water. So the general population is about 70% water. There's a reason for that, because water is a great conductor of electricity, and we're light beings, right? This is just a quick show of what happens when you have hydrated DNA. This person drank 50% their weight in fluid ounces of water, and you have properly structured DNA. 2% dehydration, you get parched in your mouth. At 8% dehydration, oh my gosh, your DNA starts to unravel. That's right, it starts to fall apart. If your DNA is starting to fall apart, guess what? You have dis-ease. You have malfunctions of not just one, but you have many systems that are falling apart now. 10% dehydration, your brain is very hydrophilic. You can't think. Not enough fluids running around. First thing, your cerebral spinal fluid that is supposed to be a shock absorber for the brain is now deficient, and now people get headaches from having a dehydrated brain. 12% dehydration, hard shutdown, you're dead. Nobody can survive. It's just a hard system. It's like you flatline. The moment you hit 12% flatline, you're gone. So super important to drink 50% your weight in fluid ounces of water. We're going to recommend you wear the patches. You're going to honor the 24-hour cycle that your body is already on, and you're going to wear the patches 12 hours on. So like you see here on my wrists, I have the energy enhancer patches. You also see here that I have a patch here. Got the Eon patch here. 12 hours on from sunrise to sunset. So let's say you put it on, maybe you start at 6:30 in the morning and you wear it till 6:30 at night. I tend to wear mine 10 to 10. And during the summer, 11 to 11. 12 hours on, have your alarm, goes off, tells you apply patches. And then you remove it 12 hours later with an alarm that says remove patches. Do set the alarm to remove the patches, because if you don't, you will forget. And I have a lot of people who will forget to put their patches on because out of sight, out of mind. And that's why I tell people your best bet is to take your patches and have them next to your toothbrush, put them at the sink where you brush your teeth, so that when you go to brush your teeth, if you put them on the left-hand side of your sink, you're going to see the patches there and you're going to go, oh yeah, that's right. After I take a shower, a bath, I do my business, I get dressed, I can put my patches on. I don't put mine on until a little bit later in the morning, because I like to wear them from either, like I said before, from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. I have a 20, well, now he's 23, a 23-year-old person, and I also have an 88-year-old. They both put their patches on at 1 p.m. in the afternoon till 1 a.m. Because for him, the 22-year-old, 23-year-old, sometimes he starts work at 9, sometimes he starts work at 12. The latest he starts work is, I guess, like 3 p.m. So sometimes if he's not starting work till later, he can't be consistently wearing it at 9 a.m. So he says, I can be consistent and always wear it at 1, because whether I start at 3 or whether I start at 9 a.m., I can be consistent with that. Like, super, that works for you. That's cool. So then at 1 a.m. in the morning, he removes them. He's still up at 1 a.m. And for the 88-year-old, she basically says, oh, well, I like to stay up watching movies and I don't get up I might wake up early in the morning, but I don't stay awake. I get up, go to the bathroom, go back to bed again. And then I don't get up till like late morning. So for her, she can be consistent wearing it from 1 p.m. till 1 a.m. As long as you're consistent and you're honoring your circadian rhythms and your cycles, you're cool. 12 hours on, 12 hours off. And the 12 hours that you remove the patches, you're in sync with your parasympathetic nervous system, which is your rest and digest. And now you're allowing your body to rest, repair, and to restore itself. Okay. I'm going to jump over here to Gail Henry, which shows that she had a very severe curvature of the spine that she had suffered since teenagehood. And in less than 2 months, just 2 months of wearing the patches, her curvature lessened and her pain is gone and her skin is improved. I'm going to share with you also Kathy, who, if you check out on my YouTube channel, you can look for her picture. She did come on my YouTube channel and shared her entire story. You can get those details and you can see her on video, see that she matches with this picture, with all these pictures actually. But you can see here from this snapshot a dramatic difference between January and July, just 7 months of wearing the patches. And when you watch the video, you'll see that she does not look like a 60. She was 62 in 2022. She's now 64. She does not look like a 64, someone in her mid-60s. She looks like somebody who's like 35, 40 years old. And her wrinkles and the crepey skin that she used to have in her arms and her torso, all of that is gone. It's really quite remarkable. Here's Chris Williams in December of this year. This is after 6 months of being on the patches, because we started him 4th of July last summer. And you could see how he was starting to grow a silver beard, because he was bald, no eyebrows, and he had no facial hair. And from July until December, he started to grow facial hair and it started to come in silver. check out in February. That's the same guy. He's because he had lost like quite a bit of weight. So here it goes on to tell you what happened in the first just the first 10 days. His hair was growing way faster than usual. Mouth ulcers, because he had esophageal cancer, they were down 50% and disappearing. His pain went down 75%. His skin was improving. His age spots were gone in the first 10 days. It's incredible. He had loads of energy. And then Lisa reminded him that when they first talked about the patches, he could barely talk for 10 minutes. He was in so much pain and he had so much fatigue and he was sore. And 10 days on being on the patches, they spoke for 20 minutes and he was talking a mile a minute. He also went on to talk about how his doctor commented on his incredible progress all of a sudden and his big turnaround. And then Lisa mentioned that her sister's hand had stopped shaking. And he's like, oh my gosh, so did mine. And he did not even realize. And this happens to people oftentimes. There's so many things that are going on that there are certain things that they forget that they used to suffer with, and it's disappeared. And they haven't even realized that that is absent now. And of course, his sleep, we all love. We have such better sleep on the patches. So let's go on to, I'm going to give you right now the short answer to what the mother cell activation patch does. And bottom line, it fixes everything. It's a catch-all to repair. It's kind of like Pac-Man. Anything that's damaged, Pac-Man will go in and gobble up and spit it out. And so this patch, because your detoxification system is going to improve, you're going to have a 300 to 600% improvement on your immune system. So your detoxification is going to be far more efficient. All that garbage that should not still be in your body is going to come out through urination, defecation, and perspiration. So you're going to sweat, pee, and poop it out. And trust me, you don't want that in there. And for a lot of people, this is not, not too unpleasant. It all depends on how many toxins you have, right? And for some people, they might feel a little fluish at the beginning. It just depends. Depends also if you have the expression of the MTHFR genetic mutation. So if you know that you have that, let us know, because there are things that you can do to make this detoxification, this first few days, a little more pleasant. So the bottom line is you're going to detox and you're going to repair and restore your body. For those of you who want more specifics, rather than me read all these off, you can take a snapshot of this. You can see that it resets a third of your genes, regenerates cells, restores collagen, rebuilds scar tissue, reduces fine line and wrinkles, increases energy, sexual libido, antioxidants, anti-aging, anti-inflammatories, reduces pain, 30 to anywhere from 50 to 100% within 3 to 4 minutes, improves your hair growth like it did, continues to do for me. It continues to improve my hair now. These hairs here that were sticking up just a few months ago because I had new hair growth in the front, now they're like the length of bangs, which is kind of cool. And of course, everybody gets deeper, much deeper, sounder sleep. So we recommend when you get started on the patches come with their own little instruction booklet, but I always offer everyone a patch placement call, 15 minutes. We can get on Zoom and I'll tell you exactly where to put the patches tailored to whatever it is that you need for your conditions. And our number one goal is to get rid of that pain, resolve and dissolve your pain as quickly as possible. Okay. Reminder to drink 50% your weight in fluid ounces of water. And this is just an FYI, because you may not be aware that the very screen that you're watching this on, whether it's your desktop, laptop, iPad, notepad, or your cell phone, that has blue light toxicity. There are LED lights in there. There are LED lights throughout your home, throughout your place of work. You can't escape it. It's everywhere. And did you know that that destroys your DHEA, fountain of youth hormone, which causes inflammation in the body? And it also causes insulin resistance. Insulin resistance. Oh my gosh, for anyone who is in a pre-diabetic situation, who is battling with insulin issues or glucose spikes, my goodness, we can unring the bell of this damage through the patches, because the mother cell activation patch will help repair and restore a lot of that. But the daughter cell activation patch protects you from those electromagnetic frequencies and from radiation poisoning. Make no mistakes, we're all getting microwaved. And some people are more aware of it than others. 5G, 6G, 3G, 4G, 5G. I mean, there are already studies at 2G showing the detrimental effects of that. So it's here. So now we have to deal with it, but we can unring the bell and we don't have to suffer. So how much does it cost? Well, we could charge you $1 million, and a lot of people would pay $1 million to get their health back, but it's not going to be that much. You know that the traditional route of stem cell injections, stem cell IVs, very expensive. You know that people pay $25,000 to $50,000. Oftentimes, people have to pay for a course around a series of these. And the bottom line is that you can get started with this for as little as $5 a day. It's less than a Starbucks. I pay $6 for a Starbucks when I go. And for the price of 2 Starbucks, for $11 a day, you can get the Fantastic 5, which we will talk about either on a one-on-one, or you can look it up here on my YouTube channel. Let me share with you. We want to make sure that you're aware. If you go directly to the person, whoever it is who referred you to this, know that you can go directly to their link. You can pay retail, and then there's a 6-month auto ship that you're required to sign an agreement or a contract. If you come directly to myself or the person, whoever it is who referred you to this video, know that they can get you 30% to 50% off. And we can put you on something called a Dr. Wholesale Pack. So we can talk to you about that once we answer all your personal questions and tailor things specifically to you. I want to share with you our Dr. Wholesale form so that you actually see that. You can take a snapshot if you'd like it. It doesn't matter. We're very, very open and transparent here with people. I want you to know. For those of you who want to see the 90 clinical studies, check out startx39now.com. All 90 clinical studies and all 120 patents are there, okay? If you want the To Get Started text, just ask for it and I'll send it to you. Make sure you get back, though, to the person who shared this video with you or who is responsible for making you aware of this life-saving technology, because that person has the same access to this information and they can plug you in and get you started right away. To rewatch this video, of course, if you're on YouTube already, you already have found me. If you're not on YouTube yet, you can go to Love and Money Secrets TV, which is where this is being live casted, right? Or you can just go to DameLillianWalker.com. Notice that Lillian is with 2 L's. I have like an 1111. It's I-L-L-I in the middle. That will take you to Love and Money Secrets TV on YouTube, where you can rewatch and you can learn about this technology, stories of body and mind transformation, and so much more, including the studies that I break down into layman terms so that you can learn about that. I want to invite you also for tomorrow to come back and check out this info Q&A. If you want to invite a friend, a family member, a neighbor, an acquaintance, somebody that comes to mind that you think might benefit from this, all you have to do is join us here on Zoom. The Zoom meeting ID is 714-794-5626, and you can join us. You can also request the Zoom link at this 949 number that I posted here. And I want to thank you for your time and attention. And that's pretty much it for now. So I want to say good night. Ciao for now, my friends and gems. And let me stop my screen share. As always, ciao for now. Catch the sunset if you can. For those of us who are on the West Coast or in Hawaii, we can still catch the sunset. There's a little itty bitty left. Ciao for now. Bye. And bye, Carol.